So there's a concept in lean startup which is called the MVP, the minimum viable product. And a lot of startups I've seen and I've entered start building this like minimal version to sort of like prove their assumptions. But the whole theory behind lean startup is this. You have all these assumptions, which some of them can be fatal. Okay? You might say, okay, I have this idea for this drone technology, and this is going to totally change the world. Okay? And say, I need to spend 2 years to build this. And you spend 2 years, build this, spend all your family's money, spend all your friends' money, go to a bank, make a loan or a mortgage on your house, and then you realize that nobody wants it. Okay? Has it happened to you? You're like very blessed. Okay. So the idea is like, MVP says like, let's build something as small as possible. It doesn't even have to be a real product that you can use to test if your assumption is right or wrong. And the way you start to do it normally in a startup is you say, okay, this assumption is critical for my company, okay, and for my mind, and for my time. How would I know that this assumption is right or wrong? And you say, okay, I need to measure this, okay? I need, let's say, if I do something, I need to measure the interest of people, of potential, companies that do this, in how to acquire this, okay? And you don't have to build a whole business to test this. You have to devise an experiment, like in the lab, to learn if this assumption is right or wrong. The problem is, like most startups, what they do, they have this idea, oh, I love doing drones, I love soldering stuff and building things. So yeah, I read about this thing called lean startup. They say that I have to do an MVP. Yeah, I'm gonna do a drone. And then I have to test some assumptions. Okay, if I build a drone, what assumptions can I test? Oh, I can test the assumption, that the drone can, be purchased by a customer. Yeah, or fly, okay? And so on and so on. So they approach it totally wrong. And it's normal, it happens to other first-time entrepreneurs, especially for those who come from a technical background. So my advice is don't start with an MVP. Because again, a startup is not a product, a startup is a business. This is I think if there's one thing you remember after all these months here, this is the most important thing.